Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast, infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, not available on Sundays, Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
My sahab, what it is? You are muted. You are
another day in the jungle, out here getting to it in a major way. What is the happenings?
Nothing, just chilling. You know, whole lot. Whole lot of wrestling going on.
Whole lot of rings.
Yeah, whole lot of wrestling. Man, it is Thursday, July 30th, year of our Lord.
Yeah, of our Lord.
Excuse me. I said, yeah, of our Lord.
Yeah, of our Lord.
20 and 26.
Mafia.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We've already had AEW's inaugural redemption pay-per-view from Montreal. We got a bunch of new champions, but this ain't that.
This ain't.
And I would say this is unnecessary now with the advent of WWE radio, but let's just be honest. They ain't doing it like this. They don't have this.
They've never had this.
Never had this. Y'all can get it. y'all can get it
for a nominal fee.
Boy, hold on. Yeah. Already,
for a nominal fee, we will slice off some of this broken pencil knowledge and put it on your plate.
We are thankful for the kind that jingles, but prefer the kind that fold. Let the church say,
"Sell me mine."
And on that note,
you feel me?
It's time to play a game.
Hey.
You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. Just say it for this again. I know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. We say it for this again. One, two, three. Get your tail out. One, two, three. Get the fuck on. One, two, three. Get your tail out. One, two, three. Get the fuck on.
Straight like that.
You dig?
As per usual, another episode of You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win, sponsored by Vida Hermosa Cigars. Vida Hermosa Cigars, it's a beautiful life at Vida Hermosa Cigars on all things social. As of right now, Sunday, September the 20th, Abbey Cigar Lounge, Knightdale, North Carolina. Sticks and Kicks, we are doing an all-day football affair. Come check out your favorite team while we out here smoking some of that good. And I unveil one, maybe two brand new selections from the house of Vida Hermosa.
Sticks and Kicks, it feels like I should have been at that.
Yeah, you out of control. But hey, I'm giving you notice. You can pull up.
Send me the deets.
I just did. All right. Also, www.com/ what was it, Mayor Merch?
Wait, start again. What'd you do?
The Mayor Merch site.
Yeah, it's mayormerch.com.
Yeah.
Mayormerch.com is very much a thing. You are able to go directly to the site via mayormerch.com. Here's
all the choosings.
All things. You see all
the provisions.
Now, if you just want to jump the line and go straight to the Broken Pencil Collection, tinyurl.com/BPBC merch. You'll go straight to the Broken Pencil Collection. You want to shop the entire site, mayormerch.com is where you want to be. And because of the advent of technology and the greatness that is given to me by certain advisors in the tech side, you can also use shop.swaformayor.com.
We don't need all that. Now we giving them links like it's a barbecue. We don't do that. Like,
I'm just saying, like, it capitalizes on the already established property of swaformayor.com for those indoctrinated. So some people, they love Sprite, but they don't like the tropical mix Sprite, or they don't like the cherry Sprite. They want classic Sprite.
Have you tried that Sprite with lemonade?
I have.
I'm sorry. The Sprite with tea.
Yes. Like, okay, here's the thing. It's not something you get just to drink by itself. You need like a fish basket to go with that. It only makes sense if you have a wing basket or a fish basket to go with it. And then it's like, okay, this is you only understand its usefulness when it is paired with chicken or fish and fries in a basket combo.
So noted, and so we'll be partaking and we'll report back upon treatment.
Indeed. And yeah, we've already had that conversation. You don't want all that extra the crack seasoning on top of your fish.
Sick of it.
You sick of people just throwing garlic powder every which way.
Man, mayormerch.com is the website. tinyurl.com/merch. Buy 4, get the 5th on me for free. It's still going on. Also 20% off using code BPBC in the checkout.
Facts.
Yeah, and we got at some point we get done through this. Who ain't gonna win season. We'll get back to the BBG. And if you don't know what that is, well, we'll talk about it on the next episode. So there's that. Now, last and certainly not least, shouts out Henry, shouts out Gary, Sherwin Vega, your pro audio source and the official pro audio for Broken Pencil Booking Company. We have motorcycle audio, power sports audio, OEM replacement for your car audio, home audio, marine audio, Suave.
On a boat.
Boats and hoes. What we got? We on a boat. 20% Independence Day sales still going on. If you throw the code BPBC and check out, get an additional 10% off. Check the Independence Day deals on SerwinVega.com. Hit them with the tagline, Suave.
Put some bass in your face with Sherwin Vega Audio.
20 and 26.
I put copyright on that real quick. Now, it is the season upon with the 1-year anniversary of the untimely passing and birthday of pencil pusher and Minnesota chapter alum, my man DJ Juice. Rest in peace, DJ Juice. We bring to you live from Minneapolis, Minnesota, SummerSlam from the US Bank Stadium, August 1st and 2nd, 2020.
Mafia.
Yeah, there you go again. Night 1, night 2. I'm not even going through where you can watch it at because, like, the first hour, that whole nonsense, that debacle, out of here. We don't care.
I heard they was turning it off.
Good.
What be no more free first hours?
Good. They need to.
We didn't gave you enough, man.
12 matches, 2 days, 6 matches per night. You ready to run through this, Suave?
Look, let's go.
All right. Kicking it off. The Oos Gang, Bloodline, Jimmy and Jay and Jacob Fatu taking on Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. Suave, tell them who ain't going to win.
Anybody not part of the Oos Gang ain't going to win.
Oos Gang or don't bang, because at the end of the day, it's
a whole lot of fucking gang shit.
Gang. Lady.
The real question is, what's the over under on Solo joining back with the gang?
I got not happening. Not this weekend.
I got it starting. I don't have the completion of Homeward Bound. Yeah, it's too fast. Yeah, I don't have the completion of Solo Homeward Bound until maybe a month from now.
By the time we get to Survivor Series, we may have a better answer.
Solo's gonna see how lonely it is on the other side, because the other side, they will talk you against your family, but in true reality, they ain't got no type of well wishes for you at all. Your family is your family. You know what you know about that. Right. What you don't realize is that all these other so-called upstanding individuals' hands is as dirty as anybody else.
Some of these just like you. Some of these just too. Yeah, buddy.
That needs to be on a shirt. Yeah.
ADB. Too easy. All right, next up, the returning Nikki Bella with Brie Bella and Paige taking on JC Jane, Lainey Reed, and Fallon Henley. Fatal Influence. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Anybody not named Fatal Influence ain't gonna win.
You and I are 2 for 2 on this one.
20 and 20.
What's going on here? Yeah, 2 for 2 on this one. I don't foresee that anything else happening. In fact, I feel Paige is gonna be left alone on her own to do her dirt all by her lonely after this.
I just don't have any reason to root for Paige, Brie, and Nikki to be successful in 2026. And it has nothing to do with them as people. There's nothing about them as on-screen characters that, for me, as a watcher and a consumer of the product, says, yeah, I want them to win.
There's that. As we get a little bit deeper into the card, for bragging rights, Walter in our house, the ring and around, the career killer, taking on Nick Aldis. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Nick Aldis ain't gonna win.
I hate this.
Why do you hate it though?
Walter needs a win more than anything, and Nick Aldis, this is his first WWE match. He does not deserve to lose his first WWE match.
Imagine how ridiculous that sounds. Walter needs a win. Okay, so YouTube's been doing this thing with WWE's channel where they're showing SummerSlam full matches, like the best of SummerSlam. It's been on a loop all week. The CM Punk match with Walter from last year comes on. As Walter's coming to the ring, Michael Cole is, rolling off his superlatives and says that for 80% of his time on the roster, he's been a champion. And you know what that equates to as far as his losing percentage. We also know that he's been on a retirement tour, but not his retirement. He's just been on tour retiring people. So the fact that we have, for whatever reason, booked him into a situation now where he needs a win is an indictment on Chat WWE. Now, here's where you probably shouldn't be upset about the Nick Aldis thing. You're saying his first WWE match. Look at it as though his only WWE match or his last WWE match. So if you were going to get a Nick Aldis retirement match versus Walter, what exactly now how does it feel about what you have in front of you? It's about how you view it.
But I think they're going to really find out how, because Nick Aldis hasn't even hit 40 years old yet. I think they're going to find out how much they missed and how much value he can bring, because he has the look, he has the talent. Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion at least twice.
Yeah,
one of those defeats against Cody Rhodes.
If we're doing just cosmetics, he's British LA Knight.
Yeah.
If you're just looking at him, you're like face value, just the aesthetics. He looks a little too similar to LA Knight, even though I've seen enough of his catalog to know better.
We've actually seen all of his catalog saying the NWA stuff.
You see what I'm saying? Like we've seen what we've seen. It's just the optics match too much with another guy who is kind of in a state of flux. So,
do you think, this is a serious question, do you think that there is a grudge or an envy harbored towards Aldis from a certain head of creative because he held the one title that head of creative wanted and could never get?
I would like to believe that. I would like to believe that no. I would like to believe that we're not that petty as adults, especially in a situation where, number one, you never actually had the means or the opportunity to get it, and two, the titles you held, the idea is that they have superseded any other titles, regardless of how long they have been established or lineage.
Yep.
So I'm going to say no because that makes the most sense. But we also know wrestling is an ego sport. So
yep, absolutely.
But I would dare to say no. I honestly would.
Keep in mind on Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce, Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, also a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion who's never set foot in the WWE ring.
Right. And it just, I'm going to enjoy the match on the surface for what it is. I'm hoping, no, because here's what I do expect. I do expect Nick Aldis to put in the type of performance that would make you want to see him again. However, I'm hoping that WWE is bright enough to not bastardize that. Put him back in the position he's in, build it up to where when it does, or if it ever happens again, it's special. It shouldn't be happening in 3-month intervals. We've already discussed how this is Drew McIntyre's spot anyway.
All day long.
Okay, here's one. Do we get Drew McIntyre back? So here's a curveball. What happens if Drew comes back in favor of Aldis? And this is where we start to kind of, because, okay, if Walter's going to remain heel, what else do you have for him to do other than become champion?
That's the only thing left for him to do. Like, he has to be waiting for who's next behind Cody and Punk. He never got his run. He never got his one-on-one run back.
Which you've seen both of those, right? So which one of those baby faces are you planning on beating so Walter can be back in the position that you would want him to be in as a heel?
It does, to me, it doesn't matter who you beat. I can tell you what needs to happen in that defeat. But whomever it is, it needs to be Suplex City, bitch. It needs to be a complete and utter beatdown with absolutely no offense from the champion.
Okay, boom. So let me tell you why neither one of those works. Cody cannot afford to get mopped like that. He doesn't have the cachet that Cena had when he got steamrolled. You steamroll Cody with Walter at this point, you might not ever get back to where you are now, because the general populace is starting to become, not, I hate to use the word bored, but they, in their words, they're becoming bored with Cody.
No, but you know why they're bored, don't you?
Of course I do, but tell them.
He won't go home.
Well,
absence makes the heart grow fonder. If he got beat down and took 3 months off to recuperate, came back and gave a beat down, like, you gave a receipt to Walter. Now we got WrestleMania action again.
I give a damn about the heart growing fonder. I want your attention, and the attention comes from good creative, and Cody has not had that. Cody has not had a clear direction or good creative that does not involve the bloodline since he has come back. Think about that. Since he's come back, and that includes all of the Seth Rollins stuff and anything. Kevin Owens might have been the most compelling creative he had in that stretch. So outside of Kevin Owens and anything bloodline related, his creative has been shit. So whether he goes home or whatever, he could go home for 6 months after he had gotten the car door kicked into his head by Walter. When he comes back, if you still got the same bullshit approach and the same terrible creative, it doesn't matter. They're still going to be tired of him. And then we shift to CM Punk, who just took a clean L to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42.
And then he was rewarded with a championship.
Right. So why would we beat him again? Especially in the manner you say, where he gets squashed and steamrolled. You've taken an egg from the golden goose and thrown it against the wall. So both of those matches now are like, cool, whatever. Are we trying to move the needle or not? However, here's my pitch. Aldis, Walter, this Saturday or Sunday, whichever one they put it on.
Saturday.
Drew McIntyre shows back up. in favor of Nick Aldis. Now you've changed Walter into somewhat of a sympathetic / empathetic tweener face. Have him with the same rhetoric he's always had. The ring is sacred. Da, 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 da. Him and Drew, you know they can carry their water. You know there's gonna be money. But now you have a heel general manager on SmackDown making life hell for the pure wrestler. And now you can work your way into Walter's gimmick as the career killer because now he wants one more shot at Nick Aldis to retire him forever.
And we do that at Money in the Bank.
You could slow play it, do whatever you want. So you can do a Money in the Bank, you do a Survivor Series, you do a Royal Rumble, you can do it in next year's WrestleMania if you ain't got nothing for Walter, and then you have him and Drew having matches in between. And at some point, they're going to be involved with each other for some type of number one contender or whatever the case may be, because what we have learned is that they haven't figured out how to book Walter if it's not in a championship position. We do know if a star is... We do know if there is a star big enough available, they can book Drew McIntyre away from the championship position. That's what happened with CM Punk. But if it's not CM Punk or a really, really high level situation, they didn't know what to do with him. And that's the problem I keep seeing. You have these top stars, all these people you want to see. Everybody wants to see them become champion. But you don't have great creative for them as champion, and then you don't have compelling stories for them to tell in the meantime while they're trying to become champion. Part of the reason so many people want to see LA Knight as a world champion is because there's nothing for him to do otherwise.
You get him there, then what?
That's always the question we ask when we're like, okay, who do you want? You want this person?
The biggest issue with Kofi. Part of the reason why his run ran flat was because we got him to the mountaintop and had nothing planned for him afterwards.
We had plenty planned for him.
We did, yes.
We did. They didn't. And that's an indictment on them and how much they same thing. Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso did all of it. He did
world champion gets relegated to a tag team that he helped become the number one tag team of all time, championship reign wise in WWE. Aside from New Day, do not discount the facts of the stats of New Day ever.
Midnight hour.
At any rate, we'll revisit this, and for the sake of conversation, I hope none of this comes to fruition because y'all don't want the smoke if it does. Next up, for the WWE World's Women's Champion or Women's World Championship champion Liv Morgan taking on Io Sky. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
I'm starting to have real concerns about this. I kind of feel like, no, never mind. To hell with what I feel. What have I seen? I've seen Danhausen curse this woman. Liv Morgan ain't gonna win.
There you go. That's all. Liv is I believe the second most decorated women's champion on the roster right now, behind Chick Flair.
Yeah. Of all time.
And there will be more for her. It just won't be after this weekend, or on this weekend rather. For the WWE Undisputed Championship, champion CM Punk taking on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Cody Rhodes ain't gonna win, but that's not the story.
Okay.
The story is the how. The story is the how, and the story. Well, the story is the how. The story is about how he loses. How does he react to it?
Petulant little child.
Or crazed killer. Does he tap into his Randy Orton? Is he tap into his Randy Orton instruction manual?
Is Randy the reason why Cody doesn't win? We haven't seen Randy since WrestleMania.
These and other questions. Answered on Saturday. These and other questions will be answered.
Oh, shit.
SummerSlam. Call your local cable provider now.
Oh man, satellite providers be damned. All right,
For real.
All right, and then finally for the main event of Saturday night. Hold on 1 second here. Here we go. Obafemi taking on the Beast Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. Swap ain't gonna win.
Brock Lesnar ain't gonna win, and if anything anything other than that happens, you can cut this whole shit off. I might not even watch Sunday.
Bruh, I've already put stipulations up on my watching.
I did see that too. I saw that. Like, damn, a whole month off.
Hey, I've done worse. Look how long it took for me to get back to watching TNA, and I still haven't.
I mean,
Jamal Willis, the belt doctor himself, posts, quote,
yeah.
Probably won't happen, but if WWE wants to make it crystal clear who the next guy is, Oba should win against Brock on night 1, and then come after Roman, beat Seth on night 2, and essentially cash in his title shot he earned at King of the Ring and squash Roman. To which I replied, if this happens, I'll stop watching for an entire month. Podcast be damned.
No, pick your device back up, go a little, scroll up a little bit, and you'll be able to see what I said.
Quote Suave Burgundy, squashing Roman does feel counterproductive if he's finally slaying the dragon of Seth with 3 H's.
Yeah.
As soon as they beat Oba with Brock in the return match, all that 90-day takeover went out the window. Now, unless you're going to consolidate titles again, just slow play it into Royal Rumble victory and WrestleMania payoff.
Just ride the wave at this point. Like, you cut off the momentum. You stop the Goldberg effect by beating him in his second main pay-per-view match. Like, you let Brock get his win back, and because you did that, you pretty much derailed what we had in mind. We would have absolutely been cool with, like, okay, a 90-day bride type shit. Like, you show up and he pretty much your champ. If he squashes Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, wins the King of the Ring, doesn't even matter what happens at Backlash. He could just be at Backlash.
Because we've already had King of the Ring. So King of the Ring this year was what, May?
Yeah. 90-day bride. WrestleMania, Backlash, King of the Ring. We would be crowning this weekend. I'd be cool with that if he was undefeated and had a whole streak of wins. But you decided you wanted the best of 3 series thing with Brock. So let's complete that first. This is your fault that he has a title shot that he's not using at SummerSlam. So now you figure out how to fix it. Don't go fucking with the tribal chief because you did something you shouldn't have done in the first place. Don't mess up. Look,
that's what y'all doing. Hey, we're in Minnesota, right? You're fucking up, kid.
Bad. Like you're doing it all wrong. I had to drop a dime on them.
All right. As we go into night 2,
Deuce.
I got a question for you when we run through all these here too. Let's run through this card real quick. Kicking it off, I've got a 6-woman tag team match. Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, we off that.
It's a ladder match actually. For the interim WWE Women's Championship to hold it in place of an injured Rhea Ripley. In this match, we currently have the Nature Girl Chick Flair, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and the winner of Lash Legend versus Julia. First of all, Lash Legend versus Julia, who ain't gonna win that match on SmackDown?
Julia.
Okay. And so
okay, so I'm less familiar on Julia. So if Julia happens to be someone who is proficient at, high spots and high flying type situation, maybe so. Because from the construction of the match, you have some all pretty above average height and size women. So there's gotta be usually somebody who does the flying in a match like this. Because Jade
Tiffany Stratton is your flyer. Period. She's a gymnast. She's gonna be your flyer.
And to me, in a ladder match situation, her natural size feels like, nah, let's not endanger our money for a couple high spots.
Number one, two, she's already a U.S. champion.
You see where I'm going with this? Because now you mess around and put her in too many of those situations, you endanger the United States Championship.
And have to do a tournament to crown a new one, or a gauntlet match. God forbid you do another one of those pieces of shit.
Or do you plan on going to Tiffy 2 belts?
She claimed that.
So, I mean, I'm just looking at the composition of the competitors and what makes sense for their health, safety, and the best possible match.
The happy medium here will be Chelsea Green. Everybody else, like you said, are uber athletic, oversized for women, with Chick Flair, Jade Cargill, and Lash Legend.
And I just think there's a higher ceiling involved with Lash Legend at this point. So I think she deserves and needs the experience of being in a big match on SummerSlam. I'm looking at this like, hey, you got a bunch of giants and nobody to really. Then again, if we have a different plan of action to execute this particular ladder match, I'm not against that either.
Man, listen, I have zero faith in what creative has planned, especially after what Triple H said on his WWE Radio Week debut. So go to hell with all that. What we have planned stuff. We booking this.
We definitely do not. They wasted no time gentrifying the radio space at all.
It reeks of Whole Foods around this bit.
Man, they put a Whole Foods and a Starbucks in the same parking lot in 3 days.
And the Whole Foods has a Starbucks in it. All right. Oh man, for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, champion Penta taking on Chad Gable. Suave ain't gonna win. This is quick and easy.
Penta ain't gonna win.
For the first time ever, Chad Gable gets singles gold, and he's going to do it at home, which goes against everything creatively WWE has done in the past, which proves your creative is on some dog shit. Next up,
it's the American redemption. He started off as a blasphemous, insensitive, almost borderline racially charged mockery of luchador culture. Then you go to Mexico, you learn,
you get humbled.
You get humbled, then you get accepted, then you come back and act like you got some sense, and now you're gonna beat a luchador and take his belt, and now everything's okay because hey, I learned my lesson.
As long as you don't take his mask, because your family's gonna be in attendance, we're all good here. You take his mask, we got a whole other situation popping off.
Plus, again, it's been a really long reign for Penta, but not a whole lot to talk about from the reign.
First of all, the Intercontinental Championship has been, and I hate to try to terminology. Corey Graves said on the last couple of Raws, the working man's title. At one point, it was deemed the best wrestler on the roster, as evidenced by its people who's held the belt. Like even Cody Rhodes when he was dashing, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat,
Seth
Rollins, Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer Valentine,
Dolph Ziggler.
Wrestler-wise, outside of Ricky Steamboat, from a professional wrestling standpoint, as far as a pure grappler and someone who comes from the pedigree, and even Cody for that matter, because people forget Cody was also a highly decorated amateur wrestler. I need you to find me someone more decorated or more accomplished than Dolph Ziggler with that Intercontinental title. Not taking anything away from people like The Miz, because The Miz was a great Intercontinental champion.
Facts.
But Chad Gable, it fits right into that mold.
He does.
Penta is a former world champion, singles and tag team. And all that is out the window because he's in Stanford.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, more unk speak.
Here's the thing.
We've been asking this question a couple times during this episode so far. You're gonna make him champion, and then what?
And what?
Because you made Penta champion, And I felt like the best option would have been weekly title defenses to showcase his wrestling prowess. Let him get over. Let him get over for what he does in the ring. So when you have a champion that doesn't necessarily speak the language, let the work speak for itself. I pitched this for Io Sky at one point, and for Stephanie Vaquer. If you don't have like a masterful grasp on the language, or there's a bit of a language barrier, let the work speak for you, and the people will decide.
The division of the Intercontinental Championship has been ruined ever since we had the WrestleMania match, because all we see are matches that are related to that same circle of trust. Penta, Chad Gable, Javon Evans, Rusev, who probably just excommunicated himself out of that picture. Who else was in that title picture? Dude from Canada, Ethan Page.
Yeah.
And there's one more who's in there, but pretty much that's your circle of trust for Intercontinental Champions, Intercontinental title race, rather. Can you throw one or two more in there? You absolutely could. In fact, I would like to see more flip-flopping of the Intercontinental Championship and the U.S. Championship between Raw and SmackDown, so that way you have one on one title on one side and one on the other side. Hell, and I do understand why it's that way. Why would you not have the U.S. title on the USA Network? Same reason why they had the Universal title on USA back when they had to give a Universal title there, or when they took away the Universal title. But anyway, I digress.
We're so far removed for the reasoning for these titles. It's just let's just go back to single champions. Let's just go back to where we need to be. Like, let's treat SmackDown and Raw not as separate brands, but as separate shows. Let's get one world champion. Let's get one mid-card champion. Let's get one set of tag team champions. Let's get one women's champion.
Here's an idea, Suave. You get some skin in the game and you book it right. You can get the same amount of caliber of talent and wrestlers, the same amount of money at the gate. And the people who need the most rest, guess what they get, Suave? Rest. Without having them to do with burnout from being on TV twice a week. It's possible. You don't need a brand swap to give people days off.
The two separate roster concept made more sense when you had house shows still.
Yes. Like house shows with touring brands. That's different.
Yeah, we don't have that like that anymore.
You don't have this.
You don't have this. Like, just stop doing this. Do you realize how much better the Intercontinental Championship scene would be if we were consolidated with one champion and with the depth of roster we have?
Everybody I just named. Add The Miz, add Danhausen, add Mello, add Trick Williams. Add hell, you can add Sami Zayn to that mix. KO when he comes back. Drew McIntyre was a great Intercontinental Champion. Add him into the mix. I can keep going, but I won't.
Just
Speaking of Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Dom ain't gonna win.
He's been cursed. He ain't gonna win. Next.
Yeah.
Finn Balor versus SummerSlam Zayn. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Balor ain't gonna win.
That's rough too. That's rough too.
Because it kind of feels like a character reset a little bit for Balor being on SmackDown, having a fresh start. But the summer of Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy, we need justice for Sammy, straight up. And if
like dead ass, that's it.
And if it starts at Minneapolis, that's where it needs to end at. For the United States Championship, the champion Trick Williams taking on Baron Corbin, the nomad Baron Corbin. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Baron Corbin ain't gonna win.
Baron Corbin ain't gonna win. Trick is on too much of a high right now, and that stadium is gonna be way too hot for him to have him walk away with a loss.
Or do we have a situation where like Trick Williams wins, but it's by DQ?
Y'all need to get thrown to the back before they let him get DQ'd.
Okay. I mean, I was just checking.
And then finally, last but certainly not least, your tribal chief, the head of the table, the world heavyweight champion. This is your daily acknowledgement. Roman Reigns taking on Seth Rollins. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Seth Rollins ain't gonna win, and if he does, I'm absolutely in the same boat you're in. I'm done for like a month.
I think we finally see Zilla Fatu show up on WWE programming this weekend.
Do you know there's a larger contingency that, especially after the SummerSlam press conference, believe that we're going to see The Rock on Sunday?
Something hit me this morning that made me think that we were going to see The Rock too.
Because Seth Rollins mentioned he called himself the People's Champion, used The Rock's tagline. What I can see happening, because this feels like either chat WWE or just Stanford logic. Roman tells the entire active bloodline to stay out of the match because he needs to do this on his own. He is in the process of doing it on his own. But because Seth Rollins has done what he's done, The Rock shows up, and The Rock is the reason that Seth Rollins ends up taking the L. So now Roman is pissed off at The Rock because you took away the one thing from me that I needed to show my family that I'm da-da-da-da. And that is how you end up with, The Rock being a semi-reoccurring character. Because if we're going to be honest about it, the movie thing is starting to phase out. Like, if you're not in like a major franchise situation, if it's not a Jumanji, The Rock isn't moving the same level of attention to the movie theaters. I get it, but he's kind of suffering from
fan burnout, the same shit Cody's dealing with.
Maybe some fan. Well, I know with a certain element of fan, yes, they do have Rock fatigue. As far as like movie star wise, I haven't seen a lot of good movies he's been in.
And
like,
what's crazy is he can't miss with Kevin Hart. Same with Ice Cube.
Kind of, sort of like, yeah. If it's a Kevin Hart, like I said, if it's Jumanji or something to that extent,
it could be anything with those two. To be honest with you, I think what he needs to do on that front is to sign a studio deal. You know how like John Cena is popping up on Netflix, and he was on a couple of Amazon movies. That Mark Wahlberg is popping up on Amazon movies, and they're actually good because they're putting like thought behind the scripts and the direction of the movies and stuff like that. Rock could benefit from 2 or 3 of those back to back.
I mean, but he's done the Netflix movies. He's done the
Were they good?
That's my whole point. It's like, it's not even who's doing the movies, it's what is the script like.
Like you're saying you and your people are saying yes to these.
I mean, now in his defense, like the Smashing Machine was an A24. A24 has this reputation, but if you've really been paying attention, the last 2 combat sports movies A24 put their fingers on were garbage.
Dog shit. The Von Erichs and this Smashing Machine.
Yeah, like he looked like The Rock looked the part for the movie, but let's keep it G. Those A24 is 0 for 2 on anything combat sports related. So everything ain't his fault, but because his name is supposed to be big enough to carry the bullshit, it is his fault.
Remember when Alchemist was introduced to higher THC content and his music reflected that?
Yep.
This is the Rock and A24. So, this is like Alchemist circa 2015, 2016. Without the rapper's best friends releases. And then
so all that adds up to where I think, we see him make a return to at least semi-regular appearances on WWE television. A match with Seth Rollins, okay, cool. I can see that being something to go do. A match with Cody Rhodes, everybody says that's something that has to happen, is supposed to happen. The whole reason we're here is because we want Roman versus Rock at a WrestleMania. So,
and the only place that will be willing enough to drop a bag outside of the E, big enough to do it, is what the next WrestleMania is, and it's probably going to be your last chance to do it.
Right. And because you're in a situation, as we've discussed on numerous occasions, we don't know what the international community thinks as far as watching a WrestleMania in Saudi. I don't know how much of the American audience is going to foot the bill to fly to Saudi Arabia to be in an arena for a WrestleMania. Same thing with the rest of the world, because as we have tried to tell people, Saudi is not everywhere else you go.
And if you act the way you act where you're from, over there is a strong possibility you won't make it back or make it back alive.
Show out, get toe out. The frame.
Two questions for you. One question I had for you earlier in the show. I'll get to that one in a second. Besides Zilla, do we have any surprises?
Big Cass is already advertised for the 3rd for the Monday.
Raw after SummerSlam, yes.
Maybe Enzo.
So let me ask you this. Okay, since we're advertising Cass for then, and Cass is like traditionally a tag team wrestler to WWE fan. When he went elsewhere, he didn't really carry his main event weight because he hadn't really brushed the stink off of the Enzo and Cass situation quite yet. Even when he was in AEW, like his last fights over there were with Chris Jericho and Brian Keith. So this isn't the other question. Since we brought him up, where do we go with him? Like, is he going to be a world champion? Is he going to be because honestly, I think maybe he'll be a U.S. champion with long reign.
Cass?
Yeah. Or Intercontinental champion with a long. You can put him in the Intercontinental title mix.
It depends. Well, we know what he's going to come back looking like because we've seen
he looks amazing.
He's in great shape. It's about what the writer's room sees for him, and it's hard to say in 2026 what does Cass's ceiling look like. If we're just going off the intangibles and the measurables, he should be somewhere hovering in the World Heavyweight Championship situation. But again, you're already top heavy in the main event scene. You want some youth and some. I look at him as like he'll be wherever Damian Priest is for his brand. If he's on Raw, he's going to be wherever Damian Priest is on SmackDown. That's my comparable for him.
Man, and to think that Priest tag team champion is now part of the AAA roster,
which is where he should be. He should be down there causing havoc, living his best life. That way, SmackDown can appreciate how he needs to be treated. Because I guarantee, Blue Line Taker, he out here booking AAA like it's
Yeah, he getting outside for sure. And Taker, being a big man, loves big men.
Pause.
That part. The question I was going to ask you, looking at the card for both nights.
Yeah.
Which card are you going to? You have a ticket. Which card are you going to?
Sunday.
All right, same I said. Without question, I'm going to Sunday. It'd be cool to see a Hell in a Cell match, but come on, man. Like, it's Brock Lesnar's swan song.
As someone who's seen one live, it's way better
on TV.
Yeah. Just because the cage is so humongous, it's all you see. You don't get those really introspective shots like you do watching at home. Like you really get to see all of the action and all the bullshit unfold when you watch at home. When you watch live, it's not the same. Let's just put it that way. Some matches are better in person, and then you have matches that are like, okay, this is better at home because the production value is so high. So if you were basing it on Hell in a Cell, I could already tell you it's a different experience. It's better at home.
Well, speaking at home,
and you can buy a TV for a lot cheaper than you can buy a ticket now.
facts, boy.
I'm gonna send you a couple pictures I just saw. I was out running a couple errands.
No, because I got one I need you to go see in person. I'll tell you about it offline, but I got one you have to go see in person because you about to budget this one.
First of all, you don't tell me what to do. Second of all,
I'm a grown ass man. I tell you, and I'm older than you. Respect your elders. and I'm a child.
See that part.
Figure that out. Broken Pencil BC. Show up Broken Pencil. Broken Pencil BC at gmail.com is the email address. Well, the other one was. I got news for you on that too, Swab. Coming here real soon. We finally about to get this new site up and going.
Man.
And at Broken Pencil BC on all things social. At Broken Pencil BC on what?
Everything.
And I can't believe Google. Everything. Swab, take him there. Take him to the crib.
Pencil pushers. Like, rate, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend, and then tell that friend again. Heads up, pencils down.
I was given one of these, Swab, and literally gave it away. Someone handed me one, and I gave it away.
It's crazy.
It is. Oh, well.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.